Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to another Toonkind at 12 FPS. My name is Heartless, and I will be playing Gille Trebble. Would my lovely, lovely compatriots introduce themselves?
I guess I'll go first. Hi, my name is Whis, and I'm playing Chifley Forde today.
Hello, I am Mira, and I will be playing Sammy Jax.
And this is a very, very interesting case for these three, as Gil has actually called Sammy and told Sammy to meet him at Chifley's house.
Sammy's shading immediately goes gray, but he's gonna do it.
And notably, this is one of Chifley's days off where Missy is at school.
Yeah, so he's at home.
That's possible,
Missy's at
right?
school.
Like, that's a thing.
Absolutely possible. It's absolutely possible.
And Chifley, you hear a knock at the door, and then the sound of I don't know, is the door locked?
It's usually locked. Yeah.
Okay. A sound of jiggling, and then the sound of a key turning the lock.
Chifley's going to just look up from whatever it was he was doing. I feel like he's doing chores around the house, because doing that when there's a 5-year-old, she had a birthday, 5-year-old, is hard. So he's just sort of been cleaning and tidying, and he's just going to look up when the door opens.
And Gil walks through the door, and he kind of half waves and goes, "Hey."
Is Gil in a disguise of any sort?
Nope. Not now.
Okay.
He was earlier when he was walking around in the streets. Getting
Chifley's just gonna Chifley's just gonna smile and give Gil a wave and sort of turn off the vacuum cleaner. Hey.
Sammy's should be here pretty soon. Gil says,
I'm gonna, for funsies, I'm gonna roll survival just to see how long it takes Sammy to walk there.
"Hey."
It doesn't really take him that long. That was a 17.
So I imagine Gil finishes saying that, closes the door behind him, steps out of the doorway. There's Sammy.
Yep.
Oh boy. Chifley's just sort of gonna smile and nod at the door and then start putting the vacuum cleaner away.
Gil is going to walk over and sit down on the couch and wait for Chifley to put the vacuum cleaner away.
Oh, jeez. Sammy's just gonna glance at Gil, because I bet he's come inside by this point, and he's just gonna. There is a very distinct eyebrow raise.
Make me a perception check.
I'll do one too.
Oh, Sammy, buddy. That was a 7.
Sammy, there's something different about Gil. You can't quite tell what's different.
He's just staring and squinting.
And Chifley, you're kind of distracted by putting away the vacuum cleaner.
Yeah. I feel like Chif's gonna put that in the cupboard where it lives, and then sort of just lean back into the lounge room and just be like, "Do you guys want a drink or something?"
I'm good, thanks.
I'm fine, Chif. Thanks. What's going on, Gil? You're usually, when you want to hang out, you usually kidnap Chifley, and I have to find you.
Yeah, this is... The trickster told me that I should probably be talking about things, and Bob says that you should talk about things, and Marcel says that you should talk about things. So I need to talk to you two about things. And
Blink, blink.
I feel like at this point, Sammy's exchanging a glance at Chifley like, what the peck? Who is this? Who has replaced Gille?
Yeah, Chip's got this very kind of confused sort of expression on his face, but he is going to come back over and sit down on the couch with the other two.
Yeah, like it's very much like a playful kind of like, wait, this is like kind of out of character, but at the same time it is kind of in character. Like, what is going on? Kind of glance.
Well, see, I've been thinking about things ever since we went on that trip.
Mm-hmm. I noticed that you
did seem bothered by something.
Did we do something that upset you?
He kind of just puts his hand on the bridge of his nose and pushes up his glasses. No. Thing is he seems to be having a bit of trouble, and each time he moves there's a tinkling sound, and you guys finally notice he's not wearing his amulet.
I'm gonna just roll Chif an insight.
Sammy's gonna roll an insight too.
If this happens with this dice one more time, I'm using dice pass. But that's stupid.
Dirty 20. Yay! Sammy got a good insight roll.
Chifley's not doing well today. Oh my god.
Unfortunately, Chifley, you're a little confused, considering Gille being a pretty slippery person, even when he's being honest. There's just these complicated emotions crossing his face. But Sammy, you have an upper hand because of who you follow.
Yep.
And the specific colors in Gille's voice clues you in that Gille's been getting uncomfortable. And he's trying to form the right words to specifically say that he's uncomfortable. But he doesn't want to hurt either of you. And that's what you get from Gille just kind of hemming and hawing.
Sammy's shoulders kind of slump a bit, and he just kind of looks at Gille, and there's a moment where it looks like he's going to reach out and take Gille's hand, but he doesn't. He ends up just kind of putting his hands in his lap, and he says, when I said I loved you guys, you
Gille
didn't really say it back.
Flinches.
Gille, it's okay. It's okay. You don't have to say it back if you don't feel that way. 'Cause I do love both of you, but if you're not at the same pace, that's okay. But you're uncomfortable, aren't you?
In all the books I've read, the relationships go so much slower, and
I'm gonna roll inside again for Chifley, and with advantage, hopefully, because of this conversation. 19! That's better. Okay, that's 19 plus 7. He's clued in. Okay, good.
Yeah, he knows what's going on now. two have been going a little
Fast.
fast. He looks a little frazzled.
Yeah, I guess we have.
Does Chifley have anything to say?
He's thinking, processing all this. I suppose we did get a little carried away, did we? I mean, how long have we known each other? A couple of months.
Just been a few months.
Chifley sort of bites at his bottom lip a little bit. It's been fun, though. Spending time with the both of you.
It has. I can't say it hadn't been fun. But I feel like if we keep going like this, I'm going to break. And as both of you saw, when I break, it's not pretty.
I don't want you to break. Gille. Hey.
You don't want to spend time with us anymore? Or just not go out on dates or...
This kind of relationship that we have now. It kind of does this thing with his hands where it's all like two fingers circling each other is too much.
Okay. Can I... You originally wanted me to be your nemesis. Do you know what you want me to be to you?
I don't know who I am anymore.
Has your redesign affected you that much?
I used to be a villain. Villains do not care. I didn't care. Until suddenly I did. I've been kind of trying to figure out in the aftermath of that what I'm supposed to be. How am I supposed to act? What am I supposed to do? Because I'm not a villain anymore. His hands are curled into fists and he's kind of shaking slightly.
You know how I feel about that label.
I say I'm not that anymore, but then what am I? What's an anti-hero? What do they do? What the fuck am I? Where's the guidebook?
Chifley's just going to kind of motion to himself and to Sammy. We don't have guidebooks. You don't need a guidebook, Gille. You don't need a label. You're you. And you will always be you. No matter what kind of title you give yourself. You're Gille Trebble. That's the name you chose.
And who is that? Does Sammy have anything to say here?
Sammy is just he's thinking really hard. And just, do either of you want to roll insight on Sammy?
Sure.
Sure, I can try to roll insight.
Is Gil wearing his flower crown?
No.
Gil, you don't really read Sammy at all.
Yeah,
Uh,
Gil's kind of wrapped up in his own bullshit right now.
yeah. But Chifley, as soon as you mention labels and not having to have labels, Sammy's shoulders kind of go up to his ears, and he's just, his mask is kind of around his neck because that's usually what he does when he visits Chifley's and stuff. And so you can see how he's worrying at the bottom of his lip and just, oh, that hit something inside, and he doesn't know how to process what you said.
Oh no.
If I don't have... Let me tell you a story. A story that I didn't say to either of you. I was cast aside, made to be nothing, because I couldn't sing. Wait, I've told you, Chifley. But the thing about that is when you're told to be nothing, when you're pretended that you don't exist, it really affects a tune, you know?
Yeah.
And instead of being nothing, I decided to be the villain. Because what else could I be? If nobody cared, what else could I be?
But we care about you now.
I've been
Yeah.
the villain for so long. Who am I now that I'm not the villain?
You're Gille Trebble. You're a person who goes on crusade and is a fantastic dancer.
You really like your pranks.
You are funny and charming and strong.
You care about your family.
You told me once, twice actually, I think, that we don't have to do things the way that I'm used to because I'm not at the school anymore. Why do you not hold yourself the same advice? You're not in Elfricombe anymore. You're not there.
Doesn't.
You don't have to do anything the way that things were there.
It doesn't matter where I am. I still need to know who I am. To be able to figure out what I'm supposed to do next.
Are you unhappy here? We're making you uncomfortable, but are you unhappy?
No.
It's all right to enjoy being happy. You know that, right?
He just kind of sits there for a moment. Might want to roll an insight.
Yeah, I'm doing that. 14. That's a 14.
Oh, nat 20. Oh, boy.
I just Mobius keep beeping.
Hey, both of you got 21s.
Yep.
Sammy with a nat 20. There's the distinct impression that Gille doesn't think he deserves this. Funny how that works.
Yeah.
And he's looking back and forth, trying to figure out a way in his mind to reply to that statement. Maybe to try to refute it somehow. But it makes too much sense. You don't. Everyone has their place in the story. And when the people are broken from their places in the story, what happens to them next?
There are 2 options, Gil. They find a new place for themselves, or they perish. And I know how hard it can be to come up to that fork in the road and find out which way it is you're going. You can roll inside on Chif if you want.
Sammy's gonna roll and say, oh, that's an 11.
Boy, okay. As far as Gil is concerned, Chifley has said words.
Gil,
Sammy...
dense motherfucker.
Yeah. Sammy, you're not quite sure what it is about the way that Chif said that, but you're not fond of how Chif said that.
Yeah, he just kind of... he's quiet. He's not really saying anything at this point. He kind of just looks down at his hands and kind of just... his hand kind of just moves to his wrist and is just holding it very tightly.
A cliff. You can either stay up high or plummet. And sometimes people need help to keep a hold. And if you need that help, there's no shame in it.
Gil starts to grind his teeth.
But if you don't
mention of help, but he doesn't say anything.
If you don't want help, if you don't want help from us, it's a choice, Gil. There would be too many people in this world who would be sad to see you fall.
He's opening his mouth and closing his mouth, and he's furrowed his eyebrows, and he's just not finding words. He wants to say words. He's not finding any.
Yeah. Does Sammy have any words?
He just kind of, his mind's kind of looping back around to the fact that the relationship that they've all been has made Gille uncomfortable. And he just pulls up his legs and he's kind of in that ball where you kind of have your arms kind of cupping your knees and stuff. And he just kind of looks over at Gille and he's just, I'm sorry, Gille.
He kind of just wrinkles his nose and narrows his eyes. Don't. I just might not be the right person. Considering
Or
something.
Something?
You know, I'm being honest here, so I might as well be even more honest. I don't think I'm over Jay.
Okay.
You did spend a lot of time with Jay.
A lot more time than us.
Long, awkward silence.
I'm just trying not to cry my eyes out over here. Never mind, Jay.
No, I'm not crying at all. It's totally fine. I'm not crying. One sec. I need to make a roll. Because, okay. Okay, that's just a +1. Yeah, no, there are tears kind of starting to trickle down Sammy's face. They're not like the big, ostentatious Ghiblian tears. They're very small.
Hey, look, I got a 14!
Oh boy.
And Sammy just kind of wipes at his eyes a little, and he just... I'm sorry I wasn't the right person for you. Because I'm not... And I...
Sammy,
Fucking...
I'm not right for you.
I can still be not right for you, too. For being honest, I'm fucking broken.
Chifley frowns at that.
I am not good to be around.
It's not true.
It.
Gille's coat flashes dark red.
It,
But he does manage to keep control.
that control might not. That
Yeah,
control
keep
might
going.
not. Because Sammy stuff to say he's digging himself deeper into this. Just, he looks. He's not looking at either of you. He's just staring kind of blankly in nowhere in particular, honestly, and he just, you guys deserve better than me.
But what if we don't want better than you? What if we want you?
You shouldn't.
Sammy, you're really trying my patience right now.
This is why I'm not a good fit for you, Gil. This. You guys deserve someone who thinks better of themselves.
It takes time, Sammy.
But you guys deserve someone who's better now. You guys don't deserve someone who's just gonna drag you down.
Gil takes his
I-
hand. And he's gonna reach up and flick Sammy in the forehead. Quit it with that.
Just
Crackbot shit.
Sammy, I've been rock bottom. You're nowhere near there, and you can't drag us there. I could have left, gone back to the score once the clues had dried up here. But I stayed. And the two of you were part of the reason for that.
Sammy looks away. I shouldn't have stayed here.
Sammy, one question. Chifley says, what was that you said about happiness? I briefly forgot because, my mind's a little clouded by anger right now.
That it's okay to enjoy being happy?
Yeah, that. Are you happy here, Sammy? Forget about us. Forget about, I don't know, your little imp brother Coda, I think his name was. Forget about the dog, Barkson. Yeah, I've heard of that guy. Forget about all of that. Are you happy here? For yourself.
And I'm here. He kind of just
Need me to roll something?
he's just there's a lot of emotions right now, so I'm like trying to parse what he's giving me. I was he just I should have left when Sinclair first found me here.
Forget about that bastard. That shit
Monster.
I can't forget about him, Gille. I'm reminded of what he's done every time I look at my arms. And he's
Then maybe you need to kill him.
Sammy flinches at that. I don't think I'm strong enough to do that.
Well, I'm pretty sure there are ways to get stronger. I've gotten stronger over my time of being here in this town.
It's not short of opportunity for experience.
I am happy here. But my feet are itching. They've been itching ever since I saw him. And
You want to leave?
I've wanted to leave for a very long time. I threw myself into this relationship hoping to ignore it, but it's just gotten stronger. So, I'm sorry, Gille. Sorry, Chif.
You both need to do what is right for you. No one can stop you. No one is allowed to stop you.
I don't let people stop me. Not anymore.
Good.
Stop that when I was, let's see, 6?
That's
5?
the Gille Trebble, I know.
Somewhere around there.
You both know how fond I am of you. And if this isn't what is right for you, then so be it. But I don't want to lose either of you.
I don't want to is us, like Gil said, us maybe being in this relationship isn't good for us, but I still care. And I don't want to stop caring.
You don't have to. I need to know who I am. I need to figure that out. And don't you dare fucking lose my number. And he points sharply and shakes his finger in Sammy's face. and he points to Chifley and says, I ain't giving back your keys, so deal with it. It's mine now.
Chifley actually smiles at that. I was going to insist you keep it. I also would need your number, Gil.
Oh yeah, I accidentally somehow manifested a phone for you. I don't know.
Roll his hammer space.
Gil just slowly looks to the fourth wall and narrows his eyes when Sammy mentions manifesting a phone.
Chif reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a blue flip phone.
I still don't understand how mine's different than yours.
Gil pulls out a little slip of paper and he hands it over to Chifley. It has his phone number on it.
Chifley is going to take it, and then he's just going to put the piece of paper in between, like in the phone, and close it, and figure out how to actually enter the number later. And just put it back in his pocket.
And Gil's going to say, that's something I admittedly haven't seen. That's very, very, very weird. That kind of that was a phone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mine's got the curly string thing. I don't.
I'm gonna roll hammer space again because Gil's just gonna try to pull out his receiver. Yep. He pulls it out of his jacket and starts swinging it around. There's a whole rotary phone in here. I just normally pull out the receiver because if I pulled out the whole rotary phone, I think it would disconnect.
But whatever it's plugged into, mine has no wires or anything. I don't know how it works.
I don't know how it works either. Maybe you should show it to an artificer.
You should show it to Bob. He'd probably know something. He made this whole, he made Rad. And then Rad became a tune. And he made this, and Gil puts away the receiver to use both his hands to, make a box symbol with his hands. He made this thing. And inside this thing, there was this game where you move these shapes, and when you get all of them, in a line, they disappear. It's really cool. You should ask him about that.
Sammy's shading, when you said that Bob made Rad, went sky blue, and then as you started describing the game, I'm just gonna make a roll, just a straight intelligence roll to see just how well Sammy actually followed what. Okay. He kind of gets where Gil is going. He's just kind of like, ah.
I'll do one for Chifley too. Okay. I thought I got all the nat ones out of this D20. Apparently not. That's a nat 1. Chifley has no freaking clue. I mean, that's a 2. That is a total of 2. Chifley is supremely confused.
Chifley's eyes start doing spirals.
It's just like there's just this math. The math appears. He's like a jigsaw puzzle? Question mark.
Kind of. I think it might be easier if he just shows it to you.
Huh.
Like, there's just a contemplative silence as the other two just think about this mysterious game that Gille is describing.
Chip's not sure how Bob managed to get a jigsaw puzzle inside some sort of box, but I mean that you can use inside the box because they come in a box, and he's just like, artificers, why?
Gille,
Yeah.
thanks for talking to us about this.
Well, I was thinking about it, and if I didn't say anything, it would hurt all of us in the long run, I think. That seems to be the pattern. I've noticed the pattern.
Silence has teeth. It tends to sink in deep and hurt in the long run.
Gille is going to obviously look at Sammy's clerical symbol. Something
Sammy just-
religious.
Yeah, you could say that.
In some cases, it's literal.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Gille does not know that piece of information. Got a 4. That's a +2.
Oh, bless.
But he guessed.
Gille, I love you so much.
He doesn't have proficiency in religion. It wasn't interesting to him, guys.
Yeah.
Oh.
You could probably roll insight on what Chifley said, because what Chifley said isn't necessarily religious.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna roll. That's a 4.
That's an 8.
Oh, them's words! Those are words! Chifley is saying words!
Gille is just going to... Actually, he's going to think. He's going to think a little more, and then there's going to be smoke that starts pooling out of his ears that everyone can see, and he's just going to be like... You mind explaining that a little better, because... It makes sense. But what?
There are magics in the world that, when Sammy says silence has teeth, it can be literal. A clawing, unyielding force to silence that even a person's theme cannot penetrate. It is not a fate I would wish on anyone.
Sammy's just he's gone kind of like a weird mottled mix of dingy green and purple at the thought. Just
Yeah, Chifley has the same sort of expression on his face. Like, the thought of this magic is making him supremely uncomfortable.
Gille is just like, And his,
Gille, having thinky thoughts.
he doesn't know what to do with this information. But he's gonna take it. His coat does seem to have gone back to being dark orange. He's no longer mad. It's hard being thoughtful. Ugh. He just
Yeah,
Sammy just kind of
very well.
giggles a little.
just kind of rubs his face, pulls it down, stretching it a little bit. When he lets go, it snaps back up.
Spring, 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 spring. It's hard, but usually in the long run it helps. Especially when you want to keep fostering a good camaraderie, I guess, between the people you're talking to.
If what is between us is not suited to being like with Marcel and Tobias and Primrose, then that's okay. It doesn't have to be a relationship like theirs.
We can just pull back and let ourselves be. We can figure things out as we go along.
We can be friends.
That's what I mean. And Sammy just kind of falls silent again.
Gille, you said once that you seem to be reassuring yourself that you were real.
Gil reaches up and presses against the scar that both of you have both seen.
Mm-hmm. As long as that's true, I am your ally. And I want you to know that, and believe me when I say it. You are very stubborn, and you don't like accepting help. But if you need an ally, you can always call on me. You have my key. You're always welcome here. If you need if gods forbid, the police find where you've been living, you know where to find me.
I mean, they haven't found me yet. I
And
believe
may
that's
that all
because
come
of
from
Marina. What was her name? Yes, Marina. Yeah.
Chifley doesn't know that name.
He does.
Yeah,
Sammy. Blank, blank, blank.
Marcel said that she wouldn't turn me in if I answered some of her questions.
I don't think anyone has mentioned anything about Baldejean to Chifley, actually. He's confused again.
I mean, all Sammy knows is that Gil's sister tried to frame him for murder.
Oh wait, Chifley does know that because Gil mentioned that in Eat Your Heart Out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, just
I'm pretty sure Chifley saw the news.
He doesn't really read the news. He's not used to doing it. He's never had to before.
Okay, well, what were you going to
Also,
say?
it also happened before he got into Toontown anyway.
Oh, that's fair.
I've lost my train of thought.
I'm sorry.
Choo-choo!
There it goes.
Fine. It went choo-choo out the train station without me.
Willow,
Goodbye.
come back. Willow, come back.
Willow, wait. Stop. Go in reverse. Go in reverse. You forgot a passenger.
What was Chifley saying? Oh, yeah. And he's going to kind of turn to Sammy. No matter how far your feet take you, the same is true for you. I care about you both. And I want you both to be happy.
I'll come back. I'll come back.
You better.
Chifley's going to hold out a pinky finger.
And Sammy extends his own and wraps it around Chifley's. And he quietly says, I promise I'll always find my way back to you guys. Both of you.
Chifley's going to offer his other pinky finger to Gille.
Gille's going to eye it kind of suspiciously. What, my word is not good?
Not that I mistrust you, it's I want you to trust me.
He's going to wrap his pinky finger around Chifley's.
Chifley's just going to give both of their fingers a little bit of a squeeze before he loosens his grip enough for them to be able to pull away if they want to.
Gille does.
Sammy doesn't pull away.
Where are you thinking of going?
Wherever my feet take me. I've traveled all over Einquill when I was young. Just moving. I think I need to do that again.
Do you write letters?
Of course.
If you get in a spot of trouble, call me.
I will.
I'm pretty sure I have enough connections to pull that. Even if it's the, let's see, who rules Dreamworkers now? I don't remember. I didn't really care. Even if it's the Emperor of Gille. I'm sure that I could rustle up enough people to burn the Empire down.
Sammy kind of flinches in that and he's like, don't. I already lost Tokyo Village, don't.
It's a joke. I was joking.
I appreciate the sentiment, Gil.
Hey, Sammy, roll a perception really quick.
Okay, that's a +4. That's a 10. Come on, dice parser, be nice.
That's okay, that'll do. Because you're still holding on to Chifley's hand. He's shaking. He's shaking.
Are you okay?
And he kind of starts a little bit, and you can both see he's trying really hard not to burst into tears right now.
Sammy pulls him into a hug. I'm sorry, Chif. I'm really sorry.
If you can't write, please call. Don't disappear. Please.
I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna go dark. All right. And tell you what's going on, who I've met, and I'll tell you if I need any help.
You pecking better.
Probably gonna be finding cases wherever I go now. I'm gonna have a lot of adventures to tell you guys.
We'll have tea and pizza and listen all night. Sounds fun.
Mm-hmm.
Pick me up a souvenir.
What kind of souvenirs do you want, Gil? I know you. Can't get you anything super pricey.
You know, I heard bananas are like 200 gold.
Oh my god. Okay, Gil, make a deck save.
Okay. I think that's a +6. Yeah. I met it.
Well, Sammy kind of tries to tackle you from the couch.
He's gonna let go of Chifley first, or are they just both gonna flop towards Gil?
Let me roll intelligence really quick. Nope, he's still holding on to Chifley. He's just kind of like lunges at Gil.
So Gil probably quickly gets out of the way, but he also falls over onto the ground.
Fucking stop it with the 200 whatever. This don't cost that much, Gil.
Don't you get it? That's what they think it costs. It's so stupid.
It's stupid, but just
Chifley is very quietly losing it. Like, he was sad, but that's just so freaking stupid. He's just wheeze. After a second,
yellow doesn't mean that they're packing expensive. Yellow doesn't mean that it has to be plain and go.
Chifley's gonna tug on Sammy's sleeve slightly and just say, "You should buy him a banana no matter where you are. That's it, just a banana."
I'm gonna roll to see if he actually heard that.
Send it in a little box. Banana. Just
Does 14 hear that?
I'm gonna roll him a deception. Why not? That's funny.
I'm gonna roll deception.
You should roll stealth.
A stealth. Okay. Well,
okay. Okay, then that's an
It's the
11.
same. Stealth is the same. So that was, what was it? Oh crap! 4, 5, 6.
Oh, Gil definitely heard that.
Yeah.
So he just kind of looks at Chifley and says, "No, don't buy me a banana." But I mean, like, I don't know.
Gonna do it now, Gil. There's no take back. I'm gonna buy you a banana. Send it with every
Come
letter.
on, you could buy me a mug, or I don't know, something spooky. Just
A banana-shaped mug. I'm gonna look for one.
if you find one of those, actually do buy it for me and send it to me, because that's amazing.
Chifley just sort of pokes his tongue out at Gil and he's just grinning.
A banana in a banana-shaped mug.
Oh my
Banana
God.
split.
You can collect the different stickers. They come with different stickers on them.
Gil, you're gonna be having so many banana-themed things.
I'm going to give them to Marcel and ask him to make bread, and then I'm going to send it back to you. How about that?
Yummy.
Sammy's
like,
maybe that's the recipe I have to learn this time, is some kind of banana bread.
Oh, yeah.
Sammy makes a face.
I'll give Marcel this suggestion. He hasn't asked me about that yet.
We did lose the wager, didn't we?
Before he kind of makes that face, his grin is very wide and sharp. He is totally dead serious on getting Gil bananas.
Chifley just gonna kind of sit back a bit and sigh.
Gil just kind of shakes his head and moves into so that he's sitting against the couch now on the ground.
I kind of picture how it went is like Sammy is kind of like he's kind of lunged and like then just basically flopped on Chif on the couch.
Yeah.
And it managed to tip Gil over.
Well, Gil tried to avoid, and that's why he's on the ground now.
Yeah.
I don't think Chifley has noticed Gil's new horn decoration. I'm going to roll him another perception real quick. Are you freaking kidding me? That's a 10. It is a total of 10.
Yeah, no, you notice it.
Okay, good. He's just going to reach a finger out and just bat at the bat. Think.
It goes ding-a-ling-a-ling. Yeah.
You're not wearing your symbol.
Well, there's this thing I've been noticing with Psychopomp, and especially the thing about Sammy. Remember when I said that I thought he was mad at me?
Mm-hmm.
He can't go very far from that amulet.
Oh.
He's stuck to it. So I decided to put it on his pet. And
blink, blink,
now
blink.
he can go wherever the fuck he wants.
Cool. If his pet is the one taking him around, how is Psychopump getting around wherever he wants?
I'm pretty
There's
sure
question
that
mark.
black hell beast can understand him.
Oh, the kibby? The little kibby?
Yes. That's his. That's Gille just does a shiver and a disgusted face. That thing is not mine.
Sammy just kind of reaches over with his long arm and just kind of bat at Gil's earring stuff.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. It jingles as the bat flies back and forth.
If you
Seems
don't,
like we're all going on separate adventures.
Mhm. If you don't want me to keep batting at your horn decorations, Gil, you might want to move your head a bit.
Gille,
Poke. Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling.
Gille reaches up and bats at Sammy's hand. Alright. And he scooches a little further away, but he's still leaning against the couch.
Sammy just kind of puddles his head into his arms and just kind of, he's like looking down at you, Gil, and like he's grinning. But his shading is a mixture of gold and pink, and then also a very deep dark blue as he's looking at you, Gil. And he hasn't moved off of Chifley's lap, by the way. He's still basically sprawled all across the couch.
Chifley is trying very, very hard not to just pat Sammy's hair by impulse. He's holding his arms very stiff. It's like, nope. Nope.
Gil's gonna be quiet for a moment before he gets up and actually sits on the arm of the couch.
I think at this point is when Sammy would actually get up off of Chifley. So Gil can sit if he wants.
Gille is going to sit on the arm of the couch. This
He
is
likes
now
to
his
feel
perch.
tall. Both of you can roll insight if you want on Sammy.
Okie dokie. Come on, dice. Please don't suck. That's okay. That's a 15.
It's a 14 minus 2. 12 is not bad.
Mm-hmm. You guys both. It makes sense why Chifley got like a dirty 22. Because Chifley has Sammy's color chart.
Mm-hmm.
And Gil, you know what the individual colors that I described a little earlier are, like individually, like the happy and happy, love, and then blue is sad.
Mm-hmm.
But Chifley, you know that this specific mixture is affection, but the way the blue is a lot more deeply colored than the affection blend. Sammy is absolutely so sad right now.
Yeah.
He's gonna miss this.
When we all get back, we're going to, let's see. What other things in Toontown can you do besides that pecking carnival? I don't want to go to that carnival again.
Yeah, it was nice to get the plushie, but
I heard Knick Knack
Oh,
Town's
okay.
nice.
Yeah.
maybe we could go there sometime.
They worship the soundtrack there, apparently.
Unlock says it's a theater district. Maybe he could go catch a show
Yeah.
and not burn down the theater.
That sounds really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys want to roll either an insight or a perception on Chifley at the minute?
Sure, I will roll perception.
Okay,
I also rolled perception. That was a 13.
I
fantastic.
got 8.
Okay. Well, you can both kind of hear that violin that plays in the background for Chifley sometimes. And Gil, you've heard it be at this really low kind of pitch before, but that was him cranky, and this is so much more subdued. Sammy, you kind of get the feeling that Chifley seems to feel kind of the same way you do. He's a little bit heartbroken, to be honest. But he's trying to put on a brave face.
I feel like Sammy just kind of leans over and just gently bumps his shoulder against Chifley's. He doesn't really say anything, but he gets it.
Chif kind of leans into that bump.
This is going to be a difficult change to get used to, but I think it's going to be better in the long run. Because and he kind of looks at Gil and then back at you, Chif. I want both of you happy.
We will all have our stories to tell when we meet up again.
Mm-hmm.
Just try not to stay away too long.
I'll do my best. If plot allows. God knows I get dragged into plot so much.
Gil just turns and looks at the fourth wall again and grins.
I see you, Gil.
You hear that?
Hi, Gil.
He actually says, "You hear that?" aloud as he stares at the fourth wall. Sometimes they're a bunch of wily bastards.
Love you too, Gil.
Feel a bit called out, actually. Oh boy.
Sammy just kind of looks at you, Gil, and tilts his head and is just, okay, you've done this several times.
Yes.
Like right before we went and rescued Marcel, you did. Are you okay?
Gil just kind of crosses his arms and raises an eyebrow. Yes? What? Is that not normal for you? You don't talk to the audience?
Huh?
They're right there! And he throws his hands towards the fourth wall, which just looks like a normal wall to you guys, apparently.
Chifley's gonna look at Sammy with a very, very confused shrug and just go, maybe it's a Morn thing.
I don't know. He looks so confused. Like his shading is a very dark gray, and his he's got question marks floating above his head.
Oh boy.
Gil just kind of shakes his head like, Why is it so, like, I don't know, confusing when Chifley hears the background music?
So you can see something past the wall?
I mean, it's a
'Cause
little more metaphorical.
are you seeing into another dimension?
I don't know. Are you in another dimension? Sometimes I can hear them. Maybe they'll respond.
Oh, I love them so much.
Gille, smash, smash, smash the fourth wall.
Oh dear, oh dear.
What? Gil, what do they look like if you can see them?
Um. Well, one of them's usually this blue, shadowy thing. I think there's some white in there. One of them's pink and orange, and I don't know. Kind of reminds me of Prismatone, actually.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird.
Huh.
Curious. I wonder if our patrons would have any insight on the matter.
Ask Mom.
Yours are a lot more talkative than mine, so.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'll ask Psychopomp, but
You'll have to get close to the little kitty in order to do that.
No, the cat will just have to be in my hammer space. And he'll just show up and scare me. And that's when I'll know he's here.
Huh.
But,
how does the cat get into your hammer space?
How do you think the cat got there in the first place?
Dot. Hmm.
Especially since I'm terrified of cats.
So he's thinking. He's doing a think.
Do a thing. Roll intelligence. Oh! That's a nat one!
Wow!
Because he's thinking slowly smoke starts to flow out of his ears, and he's just like, there's like math symbols, and he just doesn't get it. He can't conceive how the cat gets in there. It's a mystery. It's a mystery of the universe that he's not entirely sure if he's going to be able to solve.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
He just kind of shrugs and's like,
It seems a bit cruel of him to keep a cat in your hammer space if he knows you're afraid of them.
Oh, he just enjoys scaring me.
That is the impression I got.
Well, the funny thing is I'm not much scared of anything else. Not things that are physical.
Hmm.
I used to be much more scared when I was smaller.
I mean, you're already so small.
Alright, come here, you! and Gille is going to launch at Sammy, roll a dex save.
Sammy is cackling. 19.
Oh, damn. I rolled a 13.
Oh dear.
Like, I kind of, like, honestly though, I kind of just picture that Sammy like leaps off of the couch and like Gil kind of flops for a moment, and then I just imagine it devolves into a chase around Chifley's apartment.
I mean, yes, except that Gil doesn't flop. He actually jumps and lands where Sammy was, and then he looks to Sammy and narrows his eyes and then takes off after him.
Like, I just picture like there's a moment where like Sammy like blows a raspberry at him, like with his like feet kind of hovering off the ground, and then he's just off like a rocket.
Yes.
Chip's just losing it. He's just laughing his head off.
You can't get me. Your legs are too short.
I cast Expeditious Retreat.
Sammy's wearing his like shoes, so he's gonna retreat too.
He tries again and gets an 8.
Ooh.
Next save. Ha, 14.
Damn it.
Sammy is just cackling.
Ah.
Oh boy. Can I get you both to do a whiz save?
Oh dear, okay. Oh, that's an 18.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Let's see, 18 plus 5.
Okay. Never mind then. You both hear this kind of sort of like flute like bird call sort of noise, but nothing happened. Chip was laughing too hard, so him casting hold person didn't work. Oh.
Gil's muscles tried to lock up. Gil said no.
Oh boy.
I think this probably happens for a couple of minutes until Gil just kind of stops and goes, ugh. Let's see.
Sammy kind of slowly stops and like is just like snickering a little bit away, out of arm's reach.
I think, since you're standing out of arm's reach, see, Gil reaches into his pocket, because that's a 5. And he, let's see, what does he take out? What does he want to take out? He takes out 3 fox-shaped gingerbread cookies and starts throwing them at Sammy.
Seven. I don't think he dodges the cookies.
Yeah, that one I got a 17 plus 2.
Gil!
Now you've got crumbs all over you. Ha!
Just vacuum to kill.
Oh, he does manage to catch the cookies after they pelt him in the forehead. And then he's gonna take a bite of one. And he's like, you want one?
No. I've eaten most of them. These are just some of the ones I had left.
Sammy kind of holds out his hand towards Chifley.
Sure, I'll have one.
Then he's the last remaining cookie is going in his hammer space, I guess.
Chifley's gonna eat the cookie and then sort of just stare at Gille, and I just vacuumed this floor.
Well, I guess I better make my exit. He turns and he looks for a window.
There is a window.
Oh, he's gonna run right towards the window.
I never established what floor of Chif's apartment is on.
It's okay.
He's gonna try.
He is
Sammy rolled dex to try and grab Gille before he can like break the window.
I'm just gonna roll a d6 to see what floor his apartment is on. Okay, Chif lives on the 3rd floor.
Unfortunately, Sammy, you go to grab Gille and he slides to the left, right out of reach.
Mirror frame.
And when he reaches, I gotta roll something. Just one thing. Yes. Okay. So when he reaches the window, he does actually open it.
Oh, how much we've grown since Toonkind.
And then he dives out the window.
Chifley is running over to the window. He's like, shit, we're on the 3rd floor. Ah.
And as you're looking out the window, you see him do the squash and stretch as he lands, because he used his Acme effect.
Nice. Chifley's just sort of gonna sigh and then smile at Gille from the window and don't be a stranger, Gille Trebble, and give a wave.
Gille, look out for the bananas. I'm gonna be sending you a lot.
Send me something else also! Jeez! And then he runs off.
No promises! Sammy kind of turns to Chifley and just kind of is like, one last hug before I head out.
Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna miss you, Chif.
You're welcome. Whenever you want. But I'm going to hold you to that promise.
I think you swore. My garden's always open if you want to drop by and visit for a chat.
I might take you up on that. But I want to give you your space, too.
Yeah, I'll let you know when I'm actually back in the garden. Because I'm not going to be there. Actually, I'm not going to be there to take care of it for a while. Could you look after the flowers for me?
Of course. Missy and I can look after it for you.
Thanks. Thanks, Chif.
Chif doesn't have anything else left to say.
Yeah, he doesn't either, and he just kind of gives Chifley a final squeeze before stepping back. Well, this is me, I guess. I'll send you a letter. Do you want any kind of souvenir while I'm wandering?
As long as it's not a banana.
No, that's just for Gille. If I see something that makes me think of you, I'll make sure to get it.
Thank you. I'll be looking forward to your letters.
Yeah, I'll send lots. Yeah. Bye, Jeff.
Bye.
And Sammy walks to the door and lets himself out.
Then Jeff's alone, I suppose.
Yep.
He's just gonna go sit back on the couch. And his theme is very, very quiet. But that's all he's kind of doing for the rest of the day.
Mm-hmm. I think that's probably where we could end it.
Yep.
Thank you for joining us.
On this
take
emotional
care of
ride.
Yes, take care of yourselves.
Yeah.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.